Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to be here, and also I know that the post-lunch quiet time is something that can happen, so we're going to make this a journey that we're going to go on together. Keep everybody energized. As was stated, I'm David Hershfield. I'm the CEO of Fiducio. We are a firm that offers consulting expertise at a fractional cost, C-level and teams in a variety of areas and a variety of industries. So this journey today is going to involve a little bit of discussion around critical thinking and what it is, why it is a challenge for us today to continue a trajectory that actually started centuries ago, and a couple of examples and some stories that are true stories, as well as some ideas and some tips on how to address it today in the workplace. So let's start the journey. In December of 2019, several members of our team received a study. We had subscribed to an organization called the Society of Information Management. And every year they do a survey at the end of the year for IT executives. And in that survey, they ask a series of questions. And really the point of it is to understand what's most important to IT executives. What kind of challenges are they facing and the issues? And when we received the study in December of 2019, it opened our eyes in a way that we didn't anticipate. It was absolutely shocking. What happened was this data that you see here, and we'll talk about it a little bit, for the very first time, critical thinking went from nowhere to the #1 most important, they called it a soft skill. I would argue it's not necessarily a soft skill, and also the most difficult to find skill. So it was not even on the radar then, and then you can see from 2019 to 2022, and it continues today, it's a significant gap. We barely knew what it was. So that was we knew what we'd heard of it. We certainly knew that it was something that was getting a little bit of attention. We did a little more digging. And one of the things that was important to understand was, what is it? So this definition of critical thinking is really an aggregation of a number of different definitions, and the University of Louisville did a nice job, I believe, of pulling it together. The key words here to keep in mind are the center of the paragraph: conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and then gathering information from and generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, and communications. That all guides you to a place of belief and action. And so it really encompasses a lot. So we're going to do a little exercise. And I want you to take a look at this photo. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. We're going to do our best to answer some of these questions. But you can see on the right here, these are questions that are very simple, but they are the beginnings of asking critical thinking questions. So let's take a couple of them. What does somebody think is going on in this photo? Somebody want to blurt out? What do you see? Anyone? Yep, that's right, space. Anything else you see in here? I'm sorry? Teamwork, good. Anything else? Yes, that's right. Well, and this is one of those instances where if you really pay close attention to the photo, you can tell where the light is hitting. Look at where the light is hitting. This is an orbital outpost, by the way, and there are satellite images of satellites behind it. And what do you think these relationships are between the items in this photo? Anyone want to take a guess at what's happening here? Yeah, it says, look, could be a Starlink thing, sure. What else? How about, do you see that they're holding some tools? So a couple of the, looks like they're trying to do something, either repairing something or maintaining something. Clues is suggesting the time of day. I mentioned the light, where the light is. If you were trained as in a space program, you would know immediately what time of day it was. What could have happened before or after this moment? A really important question in critical thinking. You could surmise anything. You could think, are they repairing something that's broken? Are they just doing maintenance? Was there an accident? Are their lives in danger? What else could you find about this photo that would help you? And then really an important question that people often do not ask, which is what could go wrong? So congrats, you just experienced and exercised in critical thinking. It's a very simple exercise, and yet it does capture some of the most important points about what is it that we actually have to do when we think critically.